Hello, we are the Embassy of India in Bucharest, where His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Dr. Manoj Kumar Mohapatra, had the courtesy to receive us for an interview. Thank you very much, Mr. Ambassador. We are very honored. I would like to ask you in the beginning about the fascination that the ancient Indian culture has exerted on many Romanian eminent personalities and scholars. I can give you a few examples. Mihai Eminescu, Bogdan Petricei cu HD, Mircea Eliade, Ioan Petru Culianu, Sergiu Algeorge, and there are many others. All of them, and as I said, there are many others, have discovered the profound meanings of cosmogonic and metaphysical concepts that have come to be infused, to a certain extent, into the universal culture of humanity. How old in time are estimated to be the conceptual foundations of ancient Indian culture, and who were the main known promoters?
No, first of all, thank you very much. It is my honor and pleasure to have received you, and I would like to convey the sincere gratitude to you, through you to your viewers, that today we are discussing about the civilization value, and the traditional relationship between India and Romania. Here I would be saying that India is a country which has more than 5,000 years of civilization value. And our philosophy is Vasudeva Kutumbakam. What does it mean? It is that whole world is a single family. We see that there is only one sun, one earth, and one family. With that philosophy, with the experience of 5,000 years of our civilization value, the knowledge, we would be very much happy to work with the 190 plus countries. And wherever we go, we talk about what we can share. While we talk about art of living, we also talk about art of giving. And our philosophy teaches us that everywhere we see that we in Hindu philosophy we have more than 230 or 320 million god and goddesses. We see every human being, we see every animal, we see every plant, we see every insect, that gods. So therefore, for us our philosophy is, while it has 5,000 old civilization, it has the value which can be the basis for our relationship with other countries, and here when it comes to Romania. Traditionally, we have been the friendly countries, because Romania and India, we are friendly countries, whether during the communist time or after that. I think earlier with the names that you have mentioned, I think during those periods, people had gone from Romania to India. And they have learned a little bit of Indian culture, Indian tradition, and wherever I go throughout the Romania, we see that a lot of people love Indian Bollywood. They talk about Rajkumar, they talk about Mithun Chakraborty, they talk about Govinda. So we see that our culture is quite appreciated, so as Romanian culture in India. We see, in fact, I have visited a lot of places here in Romania. I see the much more similarities. I have been to a lot of Western countries, Western European countries as well as the America. But I see the Eastern European countries, particularly Romania, the culture is quite similar to our culture.
Interesting. Yes, it would be interesting to go further on to see how these similarities appeared. But I would like to ask you something. One of the emblems of the Indian culture is the philosophy and practice of yoga. According to public data, yoga, in its various forms, is practiced by over 300 million people worldwide. UNESCO has included yoga in the list of representative values of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. And since 2015, the UN General Assembly has voted unanimously to celebrate the event Yoga Day every year on June 21st. What is yoga and why is it so popular worldwide?
Now, first of all, I was there when the Honorable Prime Minister Modi proposed that International Day of Yoga to be celebrated on the June 21st, and which is the longest day in the Northern Hemisphere. So that is why we proposed June 21st. More than 170 plus countries, they supported the idea of declaring the June 21st as the International Day of Yoga. So, I think since then we have been celebrating, and this year also we celebrated the International Day of Yoga here in Romania. And in fact, that the International Day of Yoga is very popular in Latin American countries. In fact, I would be saying last year when I was Indian ambassador to Guatemala, we did organize world's largest International Day of Yoga event outside India. That was in Guatemala. More than 10,000 people participated under one roof. 10,000 plus people, they came together to participate in the International Day of Yoga. Yes, we here I would be saying, yes, yoga has become popular. Yoga has not become a art of, I would be saying, the art of doing a small thing, sort of thing. It has become a momentum. Throughout the world, it has become International Day of Yoga is a momentum. I would be saying here that why yoga has become popular is that, see, number one is that the stress level, whether it is because of the war, because of the crisis, world crisis, whether it is financial crisis, whether it is pandemic, and different factors have contributed to the create the anxiety as well as individualism. So earlier, I think the whole family concept is totally different than the family concept that we are talking about. So here I would be saying that when the anxiety, when the stress level that has gone high, so as the quest for the peace, quest for how to reduce the stress, quest for meditation, that has gone high. And here, I think when we talk about yoga, yoga is not a simple exercise. Yoga is not a simple exercise, what is that? It is the combination of mind, body, and soul. So, if you were to connect what is happening in the world where the anxiety stress level has gone high, whether it is the crisis, whether it is the pandemic. So, therefore, the quest for the peace has gone high, quest for reducing the stress has gone high, quest for meditation has gone high, and so has the yoga. So, therefore, I think I would be saying yoga has become a medium to have a balanced, healthy life.
Indeed. Actually, there are scientific studies that proves that yoga had indeed effects that improve health and harmony and peaceful states of mind. Yeah, and especially when there are big group of people that are meditating together, they measured that the field of consciousness of energy grows extremely much around.
And when we talk about the scientific study, we do completely agree. Therefore, India is focusing on the scientific studies not only for the Ayurveda and also the Unani and yoga. We have developed a department of Ayush, and here we would like to have the knowledge and experience that we have. We would be very much happy to share with the other countries. How would you share? How would you share with the other countries? Once you have the scientific data. But here we are also saying, look, 5,000 years of practicing yoga, 5,000 years of experience of doing using the Ayurvedic products. That itself has also the value. Plus, the modern scientific means that would be helping us to, to share the knowledge and experience and also the scientific study, the outcome. That itself would be helping for the other countries to adopt the way of life and the way of life, particular yoga and Ayurveda. And that is why we are also promoting, and we have created a ministry, and we have created a department of Ayush, and we are focusing on that, and we would be very much happy to share with the like-minded countries.
Wonderful. I participated myself that the Embassy of India and Romania actively supported the organization of the event Yoga Day in Bucharest. Please tell us some details about how was it this year's Yoga Day event.
Yes, so I would be saying this year we celebrated the International Day of Yoga. I think throughout the world, I think more than 190 plus countries, we celebrated the International Day of Yoga. And I think in thousands, in different places, if you would be counting, it would be in thousands, because the thing that the 200 plus in different countries, more than another one, we also organized the International Day of Yoga. For example, here in Bucharest, we organized the International Day of Yoga in front of the parliament.
Yes.
Piața constituency.
Piața Constituției.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And we also organized the International Day of Yoga in the Cluj.
In Cluj?
Yes.
Wonderful.
And here I would be saying, and as you know, we have another country called Moldova. On 28th, we also organized the International Day of Yoga in association with the Honorable Office of the Mayor. Mm-hmm. And there, it was in a big manner. I would be saying that as we see that International Day of Yoga, the wholeheartedly people come together. Despite we don't have an office there, I think I would be saying our International Day of Yoga was much more bigger in Chisinau than here in Bucharest.
Really?
Because the yoga associations of the Moldova, they themselves came and they themselves invited to the people. And even though I was the host or co-host, because I found this one that the level of enthusiasm, level of the excitement there in Chisinau was far greater than the level of excitement here in Bucharest. So I think I would be saying that it has become a movement, and we would be very much happy to work on that movement and to make the yoga much more popular, and not only in the Bucharest but also different parts of the Romania. Here I would be saying every nook and corner you would be going, you would be finding a lot of fitness centers. And the world-class gym is one Indian fitness center here in Romania. We partnered with the world-class fitness center, world-class gym, and not only they celebrated International Day of Yoga, on the day we were celebrating the International Day of Yoga here in Bucharest.
Yes.
I think if you would be looking at that, it has become almost all fitness center, yoga centers, they were also celebrating the International Day of Yoga throughout the Romania. We would be very much happy to continue to do this one and make it much more popular.
Yes, I think one of the key of success of this practice in philosophy yoga is that it is not a religion, it is a science. And that's why it is a common language worldwide, and people discover this, that indeed this practice is good for their health. It's not necessary something specific only on India, because everybody in the world can practice this science.
No, thank you very much. And now you have taken the role of ambassador to promote yoga. No, thank you very much. I think we see the same thing. Mm-hmm. That therefore, as I mentioned earlier, that we have another created a department of Ayush to promote these activities, not just like that, to the scientific means. First, we do the scientific study, the results can be shared with the other people. So therefore, we see that everywhere, wherever we see that there is a possibility, we, in fact, in this embassy itself, we have started the yoga classes.
I know.
We have our yoga classes. We have partnered with Brahma Kumari for the meditation classes. We have partnered with the Sahaj Yoga that to promote the Sahaj Yoga also. So I think we would be saying, as I will take you back once again, as I see the pandemic, as I see the stress level, as you see the war, as you see the lot of anxiety that is currently happening throughout the world, quest for peace, how to reduce the stress, the meditation that has gone high, and we would be very much happy to contribute whatever experience, the knowledge that we have. And we see that a lot of the Romanian friends, they would like to join us. And therefore, I have told that anybody who would like to come and do the yoga as part of International Day of Yoga, as part of Embassy's Yoga, as a part of Brahma Kumari's Yoga, as a part of Sahas Yoga, for us, the more the merrier. We would be very much happy if we can make 0.01% people happier through yoga, through meditation. We would be seeing this one that our efforts have been successful.
Yes, in Romania there is a kind of conception that people that are related to spirituality has to be necessary related by Christianity. But with your help and with the help of these courses, maybe more and more people can understand that it is not an incompatibility between Christianity and yoga.
Here I would be saying, what we are saying, that is correct completely. I would be saying, see, when we went to the United Nations, let's see, out of 200 plus countries, 179 or close to 180 countries, they supported June 21st to be celebrated as International Day of Yoga. So now we can discuss which are the countries that they did oppose. So I think when almost all countries, they came forward and supported that yoga. And now currently we are practicing yoga in more than 200 plus countries. So I think almost all countries are supportive of. We don't see this one that yoga is connected with religion.
Yes, that's the point.
It is a art of living rather than it is any religion that is practiced by the people. Any people, any religion, anything would be talking about, as and when you see you need peace, you need to combine the body, mind, and and the soul. There is nothing called it is related to particular God. There is nothing called it is particular God. It is that how you are managing your body, how you are managing your mind, how you are managing your soul. If it is a harmony between these three, any religion we would be talking about. I'm not a philosopher, I'm not a guru. I would not be knowing how it is, but what I personally believe is that no doctor would be saying that if you do little bit of meditation, that is bad.
Indeed. And maybe it's pretty similar with the acupuncture, because in this science, acupuncture, they know that there are some energetic meridians that goes through the body, and when you stimulate or when you find that there is a blockage, energetic blockage, then there are problems with health. So when you fix the problem, you became healthier.
So,
It's pretty the same with yoga, I think.
as I said, I am not an expert, and what I always feel is this one, that when it is 5,000 years of experience, that is number one. Number two, you need to see this one, that we have developed a department of Ayush. And
Ayush.
Ayush. Mm-hmm. So that is one of the, I think Ayurveda, Unani, Yoga, there are a lot of, I think 5 or 6 branches. And we are not talking about only promoting, we are saying the scientific study. We have developed a common yoga protocol. We are not talking about that all yoga, the forms that can be practiced. We are talking about the common yoga protocol which a common man can practice. So therefore, I think I would be saying that the yoga has become a world movement. Currently, 200 plus countries, they are coming forward to celebrate International Day of Yoga. And as I said, the situation, current situation in the world is quest for the peace has gone high, quest for the meditation has gone high, and we would be very much happy to contribute to to help the people who need little bit of help in this regard.
Looking now from a broader perspective, in fact, the culture of India is particularly diverse and multidimensional. Across all India, there are used approximately 22 languages and 2,000 dialects. India's vast population of 1.5 billion people brings together very different ethnic and cultural groups who adhere to either Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, Jainism, Zoroastrianism, Sikhism, or Judaism. How does the government administration manage to maintain unity and peaceful cohesion between all these ethnic and cultural groups?
That is our strength. That is our strength that we are a diverse country. We have multi-religion, we have multi-culture, we have multi-language, we have multi-costumes. Anything that you would be saying this one, that changes. I think I would be saying this one that it is most of the North Indian people they may not have seen the South Indian. Most of the South Indian people they may not have seen the North India. Like when any South Indian would be going to North India, they would be seeing Himalayas. And when the mountains people would be going to South India, they would be seeing the Indian Ocean. So our strength lies in our unity in diversity. And our culture, that culture binds us together. Today, if we are the fourth largest economy in the world, today, if we are the largest in the population wise, we are the largest democracy in the world. The strength lies in our unity in the diversity. We take more than a month to conduct our elections. More than 900 million plus people, they are the voters in our country. More than 780 or 790 million people, they cast their vote. And when it comes to counting, we would be very much happy that it doesn't take that much of time because it is a paperless ballot. Here I would be saying our strength is our diversity. And that diversity gives us the strength, the innovation, the new method to work on that diversity and bring the solutions to the people. We are talking about the largest democracy in the world. Our policy is that everywhere we would be having maximum 1.5 kilometer from the person's house, there should be a booth. We have, because of our diversity, we have some one of the mountain region like in the Himalayas. There are only one family or two families, but we open the booth for them, and they travel by elephants sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But that is our strength. Even though we are hardly 75, 77 years of old, still there has not been any allegations while we conduct the elections. That shows our strength in the diversity. When we talk about the different states, states are quite different. You mentioned about the language. That is our strength. We speak Hindi, we speak English, we speak another language. That is our strength that every person should be knowing at least 3 languages. And for that, today, if somebody would be looking at the computer languages, we have the strength because of our diversity. So that's why we take pride in our diversity. Every 10 kilometers, if you would be looking at in India, the culture changes, the costume changes, the food habit changes, the dialect also changes. So that's why our strength lies in our diversity, and we cherish that.
I appreciate very much this situation because in other countries, the differences create divergences and tensions, and there are many ethnic conflicts, and they have different beliefs, and that's why many times they get to fight each other. But it's very much to appreciate that in India you found a common denominator to find harmony and the principle for cooperation.
We have the similar challenges, but from each challenge, we find the opportunities. We discussed about religion. I think all major religions of the world they are either in India or Some of them were also originated in India. I think India is the second largest Muslim country in the world. So we have more people, people than Pakistan, than Bangladesh. But we don't call ourselves as a Muslim country.
And you are now the number one country according to population, the largest population in the world.
But we don't call us a Hindu country. We are a secular country.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, that our strength is our diversity, and therefore we call it as unity in diversity. We have challenges. I think sometimes there are challenges. And in fact, we had a section of people who had been misguided, and they had formed a group called Maoist. We have been successful to bring them back to the society. And how it was possible? The same thing. Unity in diversity.
Yes.
And our society accepted them. Our society accepted them. And that is why, from each, when you are honest, from each challenge you would be finding the opportunity. And that is our strength. And we believe that unity in diversity, that is our strength. And we always try to maintain that unity and to maintain our strength.
Thank you very much. I want to ask you now something else. A great personality of modern India who transport the ancient concepts of Indian spirituality into political and social life was Mahatma Gandhi. And you have here at Embassy his statue on the backyard. In a surprising way for the Western mentality, Gandhi succeeded in liberating India from the domination and colonization of Great Britain by applying the doctrine of non-violence in a very impressive manner. Please give us some details about what this means and how it was possible for non-violence to defeat the most powerful empire that existed at the beginning of the 20th century.
Yes, it is quite important, and the context is also applicable in today's world. So the path that was taken by our father of the nation, Mahatma Gandhi, truth and non-violence. So, because of that, I think today, if you would be looking at the significance of Mahatma Gandhi, and therefore I think we have put a Gandhi bust here. And in fact, during the visit of our Honorable President of India to Bucharest as well as in Moldova, we would be very much happy to jointly unveil a Gandhi bust by the presidents of both the India and Romania, and they are also India and Moldova. So what we see is that in a contemporary world, when the truth and the non-violence, which were forgotten and that has now come to the forefront, we would be very much happy, as I mentioned once again, that our philosophy is Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. If you don't practice that, for example, International Day of Yoga, for example, India's contribution towards mitigating the climate change. Today, we are generating more than 580 or 590 gigawatt of the power. Out of that, I think yesterday I was looking at the newspaper. Yesterday we broke one record that more than 50% of our 1156 or 1154, the exact time I don't remember, at that point of time, yesterday at local time of India, 1150 or 11 hours something in the morning, we broke the record that 50% of the power that was used in India was more than from the renewable energy.
Green energy.
Green energy. Mm-hmm. So that shows that India's path, India's philosophy, and here contribution of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, is important. We can't tell to do something when we would not be doing. When we talk about that actions that would be taken by the countries for the climate change, because for the future generation, if the climate is going to be affected, look at this one, that how many days the warm weather continued. In India, I think most of the May, on the month of May, the temperature hovered around in New Delhi, the most of the northern part of the India, 45, 46, 47. Irregular rain pattern. It is not that how much rain you are getting, it is the irregular pattern. India is a monsoon-fed country. So, and I think most of the countries one would be looking at. So, we would be very much happy to lead from the front where we have the experience. And currently, as I said, is one that the path that Mahatma Gandhi had taken, whether it is truth or non-violence, we would be very much happy to work with the like-minded countries wherever we have knowledge and experience.
Yes, very good perspectives. And this is linked to my final question. In this period marked by major geopolitical changes on the international level, what are, in your opinion, the prospects for collaboration between India and Romania? And I know that you gave another interview and you said about the industrial production for all the European Union, about pharmaceutic, IT, and so on.
See, we are celebrating, I think this year, 78th anniversary of establishment of diplomatic relationship between India and Romania. As we speak, we are also discussing between the Romania and India that when we will be celebrating 80th years of establishment of relationship between India and Romania, we would like to focus the year on innovation. I think when India got independence in 1947, at the time, I think our economy was less than, I think, some of the cities of Europe. Currently, we are the fourth largest economy in the world.
Yes.
By 2030, we may be becoming the third largest economy in the world. By the time we would be celebrating our 100 years of India's independence, and we would be a developed country, and our economy may be close to $30 trillion. So, we have excellent relationship between India and Romania, and the last 70 years of relationship, we have a strong foundation. We discussed about the traditional culture. We discussed about the culture that is Indian culture that is appreciated by Romanians, and same is the case because we discussed about the similar culture that lies between India and Romania. We also discussed about in the last 78 years how we have shaped our relationship between India and Romania based on mutual respect, based on democratic value, based on people-centric, based on the development model. So as we move forward, we are moving to a sector, new sector, and which would be how it would be the technology would be serving the humanity. So from the traditional, we are moving to a sector which would also be at some point of time we would be looking at also traditional. The traditional relationship between India and Romania, now we are talking about the technology and technology, how technology would be serving to the humankind. So that is why when we would be celebrating the 80th years of establishment of relationship, we would be talking about the year of innovation. So now, what we are focusing on, I think the Honorable President of India, Srimati Draupadi Murmu, would be visiting Romania from 23rd to 25th, which are the areas that we are talking about. Anything, supply chain management, manufacturing, pharmaceutical, energy, whether it is green energy, hydrogen energy, any energy that we are talking about, for joint production of the fertilizer, education, student exchanges, faculty exchanges, dual degree, joint degree. We are talking about having a Hindi chair here, Romanian chair in India. We are talking about the digital, IT, artificial intelligence, IT enabled service. how the technology would be serving the humankind. We are talking about defense. We are talking about the collaboration and cooperation in the futuristic emerging technology. We are talking about critical minerals. We are talking about the technology that can be harnessed, whether it is space, whether it would be atomic energy. We would be very much happy to work, and our policy is that whatever knowledge and experience that we have, we would be very much happy. And we see that our relationship is quite complementary in nature. The geographical position of Romania in the European Union, being a member of NATO, being a member of European Union, and it is on the eastern flank, connecting Black Sea to the center of Europe. We would be very much happy to work with Romania, and we would like Romania to become the gateway for Indian companies for the European Union. We have more than 1,000 companies here in Romania. We would be very much happy to attract Romanian investment. We would be very much happy to use the educated mass of Romania. We would be very much happy to work with them to have a win-win situation between our two countries, and we see that it is a right moment. And the visit of our Honorable President is historical because it has been more than 30 years, 32 or 33 years since the last President of India visited to Romania. We would be very much happy to take the advantage of this visit to take the relationship to the next level.
Yes, it would be wonderful to collaborate with you, especially that you became maybe the fourth superpower of the world. And in this regard, if you allow me, I would like to ask you something else. Do you think that the mankind goes into another international order, the multipolar one? And do you think this is a more peaceful international order?
What we believe is that I think we see this one that the current international order is not working the way it should be working. Mm-hmm. Bilateral has some challenges, so that is why we see this one that in some groups, the small groups, that is the call for the day. India did believe that non-allied movement. We have moved from non-allied movement to multi-allied movement. Currently, I think you would be looking at India is a member of the Quad, India is a member of BRICS, India is a member of U2, I2, India is a member of some different
Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Shanghai Cooperation Organizations. So we see that being the largest country population-wise, fourth largest economy in the world, we would be playing a role that would be the major role in the changing world order. And here I would be quoting the Honorable President of the European Union. What she mentioned, that when India grows, the whole world grows peacefully. In the history of India's development, we have never fought any war where we took the land from other countries. We don't have any ambition. Here I would be saying, we would be very much happy to contribute. I'll give another example. I think 2023, some of the major economies of the world, they wanted to reach the other side of the moon. India wanted to also reach. I think other countries could not reach, but we reached very nicely. When we reached very nicely, what did you do? We collected the data and shared with the other like-minded countries. We would be very much happy to lead the path where we have experience, and we would be sharing the knowledge and technology that we have. As I said, that India is a country which believes in the peace. When people criticize India, that we always tell that we are on the side of the peace. Currently, I think two major wars are happening. One is Russia and Ukraine, and second maybe Israel, USA, and Iran and Gulf countries. With each country, we have excellent relationship. Whether it is Russia, whether it is Ukraine, whether it is European Union. And if you go to the near to my country, the Iran and Israel and the USA, we have excellent relationship with Iran, so as Israel, so as USA, so as other Gulf countries.
With everybody.
With everybody. Sometimes it has been a challenge for us. But what we say that the diplomacy should be given a chance. It is not the time to have a war. In fact, my Honorable Prime Minister visited Russia and told Honorable President of Putin, it is not time for the war. Diplomacy should be given the chance. So our objective is that in the changing world order, peace and diplomacy should be given the chance rather than the war. And we would be contributing whatever way it is possible to promote peace and diplomacy.
A wonderful position. Mr. Ambassador, thank you very much for this interview. And,
Thank you.
God help us to go on the right path.
Thank you very much. And it was nice speaking to you. And I'm sure that what we discussed today, and I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to you and through you to all your viewers, your colleagues, that India is appreciated for its traditional knowledge, for its yoga, for its culture, for its wisdom, for its the relationship with Romania, and we would be very much happy to work on it on this strong foundation to make our relationship much more stronger. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Mulțumim telespectatori.
Așa, și în picioare.
Și în picioare.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.